Daytona. For some, there is one day left to ponder, one day left to tinker, one day left to wonder. For others, it's the big day. 45, 87, double knock, hut, hut. Strickland on the pole as the Busch Series takes center stage. For the Cup boys, it's happy hour. Well, it is for Ford, but maybe not for Chevy.
That's the worst racing I've seen at Daytona in a long, long time.
Monte Carlo is not a good race car.
But could someone besides Dale Jarrett find happiness in the 500?
How have you been here?
I come every year. I've been here for the last 5 years.
And we pursue happiness in the infield. And what goes on out there anyway?
RPM tonight!
Going green, this time 5, going green, this time 5. Bring them down.
RPM Tonight from the Daytona International Speedway is presented by Pep Boys. Cars like us. People love us.
Final tweaks before the Daytona 500, or at least that was the idea. The tweaks became full-fledged repairs and some anxious moments, not only in the garage area, but throughout the haulers as well as we get ready for the Daytona 500. Hi there, everybody. Glad to have you with us on RPM Tonight. I'm Reese Davis. Well, happy hour was a brand name and certainly not an adjective for some of the drivers. Just before the end of the final practice for the Daytona 500, an accident. Among those involved, the defending champion and the pole sitter. Let's show you what happened. We're about 5 minutes from the end of happy hour. This is rookie Mike Bliss in the 14 car, down on the apron and gets loose, able to save the car. But behind him, guys seeing what's happening in front, they try to check up, and Dale Jarrett clipped by Jeff Gordon as Gordon goes by, and the pole sitter in the 88 spinning all over the track. And this is bad enough, but boy, he was lucky it wasn't worse. Somehow didn't get hit. Anyway, the 88, a lot of damage, limped back to the garage, and the fastest car all week is in desperate need of some repairs before Sunday's race.
Somebody got off on the apron in front, and Sterling and the guys right in front of me checked up, and I checked up. And I guess Gordon had a run, and he tried to avoid me, but he caught me in the right rear and spun me down off the track, and then I went back up the track. And the worst damage was done when I came back off the track the last time. I was trying to keep it off the wall. When I let off the brake, finally it shot down the track, and Elliott clipped the left front of it, and then I came off the track and bent it up.
I wish I knew what happened. I saw it looked like the 14, but I don't know what really happened. I just saw he was on the apron, and everybody just checked up. And, we were catching one group, and Jarrett was at the end of that group, and we come in there pretty hard on him.
The first thing I did down the back straightaway, I said, did anybody crash? And they said the 88, and I was like, your heart kind of drops. You don't want to see anybody crash here in practice, especially in a happy hour. And, I felt really bad about it, but I didn't cause anything. I got loosened up myself, and I saved myself and pulled down out of the way enough to try not to get involved with another car.
I'm thankful that DJ didn't hit anything or anybody hit him. It could have been a lot worse. You're out there in those packs, and you just know it's just time before it happens, because you get in a good group or you got good guys drafting, they get single file or get racing a little bit, and then you get all these guys that just want to jump on the front of it, jump on the front of it, jump on the front. Next thing you know, you've got a 20-car draft, and you got guys that are jumping right into the middle of it, stacking everybody up. And I don't know exactly what caused that, but it was pretty intense there for a few seconds.
Doesn't appear to be any suspension damage. Everything checks out. Front end checks out to what it was, and doesn't seem to be anything there to give us any reason to think that we would need to pull the backup off. We were concerned about being able to fix all the body, because that is critical. That's what makes that car fast. And but our guys were getting ready to load them on an airplane and get them here and see what time NASCAR let us in to start working on it in the morning. We'll probably be rolling to the line as they're doing the national anthem tomorrow, but it'll be ready to go.
The Winston Cup Garage will open at 6 a.m. on Sunday morning, but the 88 team will be allowed in at 5 a.m. Our crew will be in there getting you all of the information. Matt Yoakum and the race doctor, Jerry Punch, and you can catch it all on RPM Today at 11 a.m. on Sunday morning. Well, a rookie was at least indirectly involved in that accident, and Jarrett's accident might not shake up the starting order, but it certainly casts everything in a different light. 7 drivers in the field have tasted victory here before, and Marlo Klain starts our whip around the garage with one former champ who's had an old appetite whetted.
Bill Elliott's last Daytona 500 win came here in 1987. Bill, what are your chances on Sunday?
Well, I mean, we just have to kind of wait and see. I mean, I feel like we got as good a car as we ever had. We almost won here in 97. Had a good run then, and, you know, main thing, stay out of trouble and try to do everything right all day long.
After the 2-in-1 25s, you have to be feeling confident.
Well, you do to some extent, but you know there's a lot of things that can happen in this event. It's a long race. You know, you got to handle well all day long. I emphasize that a lot in the press room on Thursday, and that's one thing you got to do. The car's got to work all day long. The crew's got to do right. You got to have some really good luck.
All right, lots of luck to you, Bill. Now we'll go to another guy who should be confident going into Sunday's race. He's with Matt Yoakum.
Marlo, 1 year ago, Rusty Wallace led the most laps, but finished 8th. Sunday, he starts 5th, matching his best finish in the Daytona 500. Happy hour complete, Rusty. A big smile on your face. How about the 2-car?
The 2-car is running great right now. It's handling great and drafting good, and we made a couple little changes, and everything we did was just some insurance work. Plug checks look good. We're set to go. There's nothing really I can think of to do for the Daytona 500 except just get out there and drive a great race and try to bring this thing home victory lane.
A lot of guys have complained their cars can't pull out in traffic and suck up and blow by the next car. How about the 2-car? Do you feel like you're pretty maneuverable in traffic?
Well, I mean, we're real maneuverable in traffic, but as far as just sucking up and blowing past somebody, I don't think anybody can do that. It takes another guy to work with you to make it get done. We lost it last year. We lost a firecracker, too, but we're every bit as good this year as we were last year, maybe a little bit better.
Well, good luck on Sunday. Rusty Wallace confident. 0 for 17. He's hoping number 18 will be the charm. Bill?
Well, it has been an outstanding week for Dale Earnhardt Jr., and now the 8-car starts 8th in the Daytona 500. Whose expectations are higher, yours or your fans?
Well, I'd hope that my fans' expectations were higher with the way we've done so far this week and how we've placed the Budweiser Chevrolet up in the top 10 in qualifying. You know, I hope they'd expect a lot from the car on Sunday.
Your father has run so well here, including another IROC win this week. Has he given you any advice about racing here?
Not really. I don't. I think with what we've done so far in the past, I had a little trouble getting comfortable on restrictor plate racetracks or having the right mentality going into the races. But once I finished my first one and got that confidence, and what we've done here this week and drafting with him and running the IROC race with him and things like that, I mean, I think he's pretty confident in my decisions and my ability to let me kind of go along.
Best of luck to you.
Thanks a lot.
2-time Busch Series champion, but a rookie here in the Daytona 500.
All right, Bill, and not to put any undue pressure on Junior, but some have dubbed him as a future legend. So just for comparison's sake, here's how some legends fared in their first Daytona 500. And I'm going to guarantee that he does better than the King's 57th back in 1959. By the way, Richard Petty's dad, Lee Petty, won that race. Jeffrey Bodine is still in serious but stable condition at Halifax Medical Center after his horrifying truck crash Friday. Doctors say he is improving but will stay in intensive care overnight. That's good news, but it was not the end of the spectacular crash as the Busch Series opened on Saturday. Napa 300, lap 13. Bobby Hamilton Jr. and the 10 of Jeff Green get together, and Green's going upstairs and over, flipping much like the Bodine car did, but it stayed away from the fence. Here's what happened. Listen.
Everybody trying to find a hole, and my fault. I thought I had one. I didn't. I mean, he must have had a couple inches on me, and trying to get in line there, you know, and be satisfied running 4th or 5th there, but nobody would want to do that. They want to run double wide, 2 wide, 3 wide, whatever it takes.
Green's crash very reminiscent actually of Casey Atwood from a year ago, and this one involving Michael Waltrip in the 7 sort of looks like that as well. Waltrip just continued to roll down through there remarkably once again. The man in the Band-Aid car needed a little more than a Band-Aid when he got out.
No hard feelings. I know that he didn't aim to do that, and you know, a lot of times you just have to. I would never do that to someone. I would never run into him, but I know what I'm doing. I would have let off the gas. I would have done whatever it took not to hit the guy.
I got a lot to learn at Daytona. I got into Michael Waltrip there. Absolutely didn't mean it. I praying to God that he was all right.
Jay probably learned something from that.
Michael, once it
I guess it was Jay. Wasn't it Jay?
Yeah.
Good.
Once it got air, but what?
Sorry, Jay, if it wasn't.
It's good they can laugh about it. I don't know White flag, the last lap, Matt Dash, Matt Kenseth up front, Joe Nemechek coming low, Terry Labonte snapping into a Slim Jim, but he can't snap off the win. Matt Kenseth getting it done and gets his 8th career Busch victory. There was plenty of rejoicing to go around. Kenseth's first victory at Daytona. In fact, 4 of the top 6 are going to race on Sunday in the 500. Kenseth, rookie on Sunday, but gets himself a little experience in Daytona's victory lane on Saturday.
Really, Joe Nemechek had a very fast car, and he pushed me up through there. If he wouldn't have been there to push me, I would have never won. You know, Terry had us probably covered there, but I think Joe wanted to pass me more than push me, but I think he thought if he could get me in front that, you know, he'd have a shot at the victory the next lap, but I'm just lucky there was no more laps.
I got behind Matt, gave Matt a big push, shot him by Terry, and I thought I almost had him cleared. Just needed a couple more laps. You know, I wish I had some time to battle with Matt, but, you know, we had to start deep in the field and dodged all the wrecks all day, and it's just kind of a crazy deal.
This Quality Farm Country team gave me an awesome truck for my first time at Daytona, and I just listened to what they said and kept around the mat, and it came out pretty decent.
Did you just say an awesome truck?
No, awesome car. I might have. That'll cost me $1.
He won the race when I got out of his way, basically. I moved up a lane, and I tried to go around the outside of Terry, and it killed me. So, you know, that move won it for him and lost it for us. But that's speedway racing, and we'll take it.
Some other notables on Saturday include guys driving in the Daytona 500 on Sunday. Randy LaJoie's not, but he was the defending race winner, and he came home in 7th. Still to come, much more speed as we look ahead to the Daytona 500. The fast cars involved, and we'll also look back with the 1989 champion of this event, Darrell Waltrip. How will he handle his final Daytona 500? You know, it was 10 years ago that Dale Earnhardt had to cope with misfortune. Is there deja vu for Derek Cope?
RPM Tonight is brought to you by Pep Boys. Cars like us. People love us.
Pep Boys knows how to give you a great deal on tires. They don't run specials on just one size. Pep Boys discounts every size in stock. That means all 35,000-mile tires are 4 for $99. And all 70,000-mile tires are 4 for only $169. Even top-of-the-line 80,000-mile touring tires, all sizes 4 for $199. Call it a bonanza, an extravaganza. It's how you save on tires.
Pep Boys. Cars like us. People love us. Dandruff, psoriasis, scalp dermatitis. If you asked all the dermatologists listed here to recommend a therapeutic shampoo, Neutrogena T-Gel would come out #1. T-Gel works on all 3 itchy, flaky scalp conditions. Neutrogena T-Gel, it works.
Hi.
Oh, yeah, hi.
You seem a little slow there.
Well, I was stunned by your beauty. Buy you a Miller Lite, it tastes great.
Sure, but I like it because it's less filling.
Huh? Well, opposites attract. That's a good one. You want to go someplace in town?
Yeah.
Grab a Miller Lite. It's Miller time.
Consider yourself fired.
Excuse me, folks, but I have to show the Fleetwood home to someone else now.
Introducing the Fleetwood Anniversary Homes with an upgraded Maytag appliance package and over 50 years of experience built right in. All for about what you're paying for rent. It doesn't take long to feel right at home. Come in today and check out the Fleetwood Anniversary Homes. Now with the best warranty in the business, a full 2 years.
Dandruff, scratching, itching. Use Neutrogena T-Gel Stubborn Itch Control with cooling menthol you feel on contact. Unlike self-control, it works. Ask any dermatologist.
DW and I kind of had a good run in '85 when I went for the championship, and he was always ribbing me and giving me a hard time about a lot of different stuff. And I'll never forget, I was down here one 4th of July race, and he and I kind of got into a run-in. But, you know, it seems like after that year, we became real good friends.
He's well-spoken, he's outspoken, and I think that's good, I mean, in a lot of ways, because lets people know what people are thinking, and he's been a great ambassador for the sport.
I think back that anytime we went to seemed like any of the shorter tracks, Darrell was always the guy to beat. And he was the guy that we watched in practice. He was the guy that we had the stopwatches on all the time. And, learned a lot just on top of the truck watching Darrell.
Sunday, Darrell Waltrip drives in his 28th and final Daytona 500, and throughout Old DW's Victory Tour season, we'll relive his glorious career through his eyes. Now, of his 84 wins and 3 championships, perhaps nothing is quite as special as what happened on this track 11 years ago.
What would you guess would be my favorite memory of racing at Daytona?
But the road to that celebration was a roller coaster ride that began on the front row and went into the middle of the pack.
We just didn't have the right setup, and we wasn't that good. And we started up front, and we could hang on. I was hanging on in 10th, 12th, you know, back in there, just hanging on. And Earnhardt and Schrader and them, they were smoking everybody. And they had the best cars. But we worked on our car all day long, and we knew we had a fast car if we could just get it where I could drive it.
By the halfway point, DW had moved back into contention. But Ken Schrader and Dale Earnhardt were controlling the pace. Waltrip saw stretching his fuel tank as his best chance to win.
I just started soft pedaling that thing. I mean, just never really got it wide open. And it drove better in that last session of that last 50 laps. And all those cars in front of me, I kept drafting. Everybody in front of me, I had somebody to draft on the whole time. And all of a sudden, they're peeling off left and right. Here goes Schrader, here goes Earnhardt, here goes Mark, everybody. And I'm still going.
Schrader and Earnhardt fell back because of fuel. Waltrip was running first. He was also running on empty.
When I came by to get the white flag, I had no fuel pressure. And I went into the first turn, I had no fuel pressure. When I come off of turn 2 and I started down the back, you could tell it was trying to pick up whatever fuel I had left in it. It was jiggling around there. And I had no idea if I was going to make it or not. But when I got to turn 3, and I had a 20-some second lead, I said, this baby can run out now. I don't care. But by then, I'm coming off turn 4. I'm screaming, I'm hollering, I'm crying. My crew's up and jumping up and down, and we won that race.
And then the icky shuffle. You know, Darrell was actually Dale Earnhardt before Dale Earnhardt was Dale Earnhardt as far as waiting to win the Daytona 500. He won it in his 17th try in the 17 car on the 17th of February after missing out 16 times. Rusty Wallace in that drought you heard about earlier. Straight ahead here on RPM tonight, does Daytona's infield live up to its rowdy reputation, or can you find pockets of caring and sharing? Let's have a zinger together. All right. Ready?
Zinger.
Here's to you and your zinger.
Everybody's like family, you know?
Hey, Indianapolis, Loon Lake Lodge wants you to show us your bass. Just send us a picture of your best catch and you could win big. The first 25 entries receive 2 tickets to the Indy Boat Sport and Travel Show. Second prize includes an Outdoor Life Fleece Vest and a $25 gift certificate to Loon Lake Lodge. First prize is an Outdoor Life Sports Watch and a $50 gift certificate to Loon Lake Lodge. And the grand prize is a weekend getaway for 4 at Wasatch Lake, along with a $100 gift certificate from Loon Lake Lodge. Winners will be decided by random drawing on March 8th. Send your photos to Show Us Your Bass, care of Comcast, 7444 Shapeland Station Way, Indianapolis 46256.
At the end of the week lies the start of something new. The Sunday Night Show. A gallery of products, style, and advice. For you and your home. A place where you can find it, buy it, and actually learn what to do with it. The Sunday Night Show. Only on the Home Shopping Network. Yes, the Home Shopping Network. Sundays 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific.
Tomorrow on ESPN. At 7, Sports Center. At 8, the Flyers and Rangers drop the puck. And at 11, the late Sports Center. On ESPN2 at 8, Conference USA Basketball. UNC Charlotte squares off against Memphis. Then at 10, College Hoops Tonight, followed at 10:30 by RPM Tonight. And on ESPN Classic at 7, Click and Pick. And an evening with the Brown Bomber, Joe Louis. Do you have all the ESPN networks?
Well, just as Elvis fans trek to Graceland, race fans' pilgrimage leads right here to Daytona, the mecca of hardcore race fans and their parties. And when you venture into their world, the infield, what you find might surprise you. By day, the infield at Daytona International Speedway is a 180-acre parking lot. At night, it undergoes a transformation. At other sporting events, when the action in the arena is over, fans go home. At Daytona, the infield is home, at least for this week.
Why do I want to stay on the infield?
Yeah.
Because it's too cool.
It's racing. It's a good time.
We party hard.
It's like a weekend camping trip, except you just come to Daytona Infield.
There are no rules at all here.
One ironclad rule is experiencing the infield keeps getting more expensive. Opening antes range from $190 to over $1,000, and that's just a park.
I save all year long. Me and my wife come down to Daytona for $500.
It costs money, but it's worth it.
I'll pay it. They keep going up. I'll pay it. I'm going to be here every year. I love it.
Okay, how much did it cost you in 1980, first year you came?
About 25 bucks.
You're looking at a $3,500 expense every time we come down here. Easy.
Is it worth it?
Oh, yeah. Oh, definitely.
In addition to the general infield population, there's also a restricted access area for motor homes, club-level seating, if you will. They pay a little bit more to get in here, but in real estate, it's all about location, location, location. And the view in turn 2 is killer.
In this area, then what we're after is a good family atmosphere. Anybody that comes up, wants to talk, hang out, then we can talk racing, talk whatever, and then get a real good view of the race.
We never lock up. We just go and leave stuff out and don't worry about it.
I got a good job. I work hard for my money. When it's quitting time, I hit the door running. I fire up my pickup truck and let the horses run.
The infield culture comes equipped with all of the conveniences of home, even the convenience store. And then right here in the center, there's this peaceful meditation garden. What are you thinking about?
The Millennium Man. Earnhardt!
So who's going to win the race Sunday?
Earnhardt.
Number 3, baby, Dad. All the way.
I'm hoping Ricky Rudd will. Maybe Tony Stewart.
Rusty Wallace.
Who's going to win the race? Who's going to take your fingernails at the end of the race?
Jeff Gordon.
Jeff Gordon.
Jeff Gordon, baby.
You don't follow racing?
Not at all.
So why are you here?
Drink.
I understand that that one of your cutouts got stolen.
Yes.
You need a replacement? In the infield culture, fully immersing yourself in the Daytona 500 runs deeper than just owning a ticket to the race.
NASCAR is fun because it's like sort of a total experience. It's not just the race. It's the fun and the people and the entertainment around the race.
We take care of each other. You know, you see somebody that's hurting or generator's broke or something's wrong, everybody helps. You know, we all help each other. We're all big family.
When you share this with people, it's an unforgettable memory.
Brisket Boogie. Amen, brother.
Pretty good tunes out there. An estimated 190,000 people will watch the race from here at the track, many of them establishing squatters' rights on the infield. Well, you know, if decals increase wind resistance, Derek Hope would be in good shape. Either way, lack of sponsors haven't slowed him down yet.
Pep Boys knows how to give you a great deal on tires. They don't run specials on just one size. Pep Boys discounts every size in stock. That means all 35,000-mile tires are 4 for $99. And all 70,000-mile tires are 4 for only $169. Even top-of-the-line 80,000-mile touring tires, all sizes 4 for $199. Call it a bonanza, an extravaganza. It's how you save on tires.
Pep Boys. Cars like us.
People love us. Labor-ready, dependable temporary labor.
Hockey is a game of control played on an uncontrollable surface. It can be ugly and beautiful in the same moment. Players are drenched in sweat as they play on a sheet of ice. The speed of the game is astonishing, and yet it can come to a sudden halt. It is a game of respect in a sport that is too often disrespected. The NHL on ESPN. This is the game.
And this is the destination at Daytona, Victory Lane, and the goal to pick up the Harley J. Earl Trophy. And you know, one of the 7 drivers in the field to have been guest of honor in Victory Lane. Joining us now, Derek Hope. Derek, thanks for being with us.
My pleasure.
Derek, I look at the starting grid for Sunday's race, and I see all of these big-time sponsors, and there you are in an unsponsored car starting 12th. Was it realistic coming into this to expect that you could run that well?
Well, I had to believe we could. I think that we knew we had a good race car in testing. Bud Moore has always had pretty good race cars here. He's been collected in a couple of instances before, but I felt like we had a good car, and I felt like we could come down here. Probably wouldn't qualify well, but I figured I was going to have to race my way in the 125 like I had to pretty much all the years past.
Now, the shocks and the springs that NASCAR's handing out now, what kind of effect does that have on a team like yours? Initially, it occurred to me it might help you because you don't have to deal with all of the research and development. You don't have the money to work on that. Did it, or was it a detriment?
Well, I think it's detrimental to us because from the standpoint that we don't, as a team without sponsorship, really can't go out and procure as much of wind tunnel time as some of the other teams. So finding the proper balance in the race car aerodynamically with a new race car is probably the key. We tried a 2000, but we had one shot at it, didn't get to the wind tunnel, and it wasn't good enough, so we had to go to the 99, which had 8 hours of wind tunnel time. So you can see that when you don't have sponsorship and the capabilities of going and purchasing wind tunnel time, things like that hurt you. But the shock package, again, you know, it's really coming down to balance now, and so that's where the wind tunnels play a big factor.
I know anytime you come here, you think back to 1990. It was 10 years ago. You're starting in the same spot, starting 12th. You know, you get Jarrett to cut a tire. You're in business here. I mean, this kind of thing. Did Earnhardt give you a tough time about that all these years when he wasn't able to win and you were able to take one from him there in 90?
Yeah, he always had a few things to say, but I remember here not too long ago when he just won the race, I had a better race car than he did, and I got hit on pit road.
Yeah.
So, you know, I kind of felt like we were even after that. I let him know it. So it was, you know, again, you know, not always the best car wins in these races. You have to have a lot of help, and, you know, the pit stops come into play, a lot of variables. So you really just have to be proficient in every capacity.
Derek, wish you all the luck in the world on Sunday. Thanks for stopping by and talking with us.
You bet. Thanks.
All right, Derek Hope, the 1990 champion of the Daytona 500. And don't forget, on Sunday, RPM today, 11 a.m. Eastern Time, we've got freshman orientation. How will those rookies test? Plus, we're going to take you off to the grid. That's all coming up on today. Then RPM tonight at 10:30 Eastern. Benny Parsons will join us. We'll be back.
Policeman, fireman, the mayor of my town. The dude's hanging off with a paper truck. Mr. Chang, down at the local deli, sells me morning coffee, wishes me good luck. This is for the people in my neighborhood. They help me through the day and make me feel good. This spot's for you. And you and you and you. This spot's for you.
You have already been over there twice, Harold. Just go to bed.
Oh, they're gonna pay. I'm gonna teach those kids a lesson.
Yeah, right.
Hey, Harry! Yeah, you saved my game, right?
Dolby Digital Surround Sound.
You're toast.
Sega Dreamcast. And the games to bring out the kid in anyone. Best Buy. Turn on the fun.
Out of gas. Stranded. It can happen to anyone. Don't let it happen to you. Introducing Rescue. Safe to store in your trunk and safe for your engine. Can have you back on the road in no time. Rescue from Pennzoil. Better safe than stranded.
This weekend, ESPN and ESPN2 are live from Daytona for Speed Weeks. From the first ever Craftsman Trucks race to our happy hour coverage, we'll have you prepared for the big race. For more complete coverage, more races, and more on-site reporters, tune into Speed Weeks on ESPN and ESPN2.
RPM Tonight from the Daytona International Speedway is presented by Pep Boys, Cars Like Us, People Love Us, and by TGI Fridays, home of the Jack Daniels Grill.
What was expected became official on Saturday. Petty Enterprises and Bill Davis Racing will join the Ray Evernham cars in the Dodge stable, and Evernham says he's going to name his drivers sometime in March. That's going to do it for us on RPM Tonight. The next RPM, RPM Today, the debut for this season, 11 Eastern Sunday morning. See you later.
RPM Tonight is a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports.
For more, log on to ESPN.com, part of the Go Network. Go.com.